Big. I mean, I'm not talking 8 to 10, 12 foot big, but that side of the Kona coast does not get huge waves without a big west swell, which is not running right now. We got a good sized west swell, but nothing like that that would create that. So that is definitely a sign of something happening directly attributable to that tsunami.
Is it a sign that perhaps there's a change of direction, or are we overanalyzing that? Is it because there's nothing going on in Hilo, but there's stuff going on in Kona?
Could be. I mean, I tell you what,
You see maybe that's really out of the ordinary?
Well, there's two little islands that stick out beside Coconut Island and Hilo Bay. And from where I am on Ululani Street looking toward the ocean, it's about a mile, mile and a half. But it looks like those two islands are joined. They're one now. And I just see looks like a slow receding of the water level in the bay.
Because a lot of residents in the other islands...
Look, there's no fog in Hilo. I guess because of the wind direction. Notice the trees kind of moving around subtly. A really nice day in Hilo Bay, but definitely something happening because you can see this reef exposed like all the way out as far as you can see now. So it looks like the situation is just starting to unfold right now, Tanya.
And it's in flux, and you say minute by minute things are changing. And we should point out initially after the earthquake.
Just didn't look like surge, looked like swell.
And you said that side normally doesn't get that kind of size, right?
Not unless there's a big swell hitting, and there isn't a big swell hitting right now. We do have some pretty good sized waves, but yeah, that was very unusual.
In the middle of the street to watch. I mean, people who are down from Bayfront came up here on the road to get out of the way and be safe, and just to see what's going on. And you're just seeing a lot of mud that's coming up inside of the bay. It looks like the water's kind of sucking out because now we're seeing some rocks that are under Coconut Island. It's definitely changing. The colors of the water is definitely changing, and it's absolutely crazy. There's, I mean, literally hundreds of people up here watching. I feel like I'm at a block party or something right now.
I can imagine people watching there with
their changes out towards the rock outcropping over here. And notice these strands right here. That's where the reef is the shallowest, and that's going to start to fill in as well. You'll start to see more turbulence in and around this rock. But right now, the telltale sign is looks like this current is just starting to move in right now. And you can see it just starting to fill in, and that's going to fill in this beach. That's going to be another telltale sign, something easy to see. We are far from out of the woods. Like I've been saying all morning long, the first series of waves is not necessarily the largest of the whole tsunami to come.
We're talking 6 to 10 hours after this?
Yeah, it could be that long. And we are expected to see ocean changes, tidal changes through probably for the next several days, through the weekend at least. And that's because of all the event is upon us. There's no mistaking that.
And of course, we do want to remind you that you are looking at an exclusive camera from Hilo Bay. This will be up throughout the morning as we continue to monitor the situation. When it does happen, you will see it here first.
And right now,
great conditions and nice little waves, and that's what we have in Diamond Head. A little bit of a texture on the waves, running about 1 to 2 feet. Normally, you'd have a handful of longboarders out there, but so it's hitting Hilo first. We're about 35 minutes off the initial arrival times, which is still amazingly accurate. So we will see something like this happen across the island chain. Maybe not so severe, but these changes will be moving up the rest of the island chain as well. Look how fast the water's moving out of the bay. Look how dangerous a situation that would be if you're standing right there.
That's right. You do not want to be in the path of that. Certainly looks like it is picking up steam. And while we continue to look at the dramatic images now getting from our exclusive Hilo Bay camera, we want to see what's happening on some of the other islands. We have Harry Donenfield from Maui on the phone with us, and you can tell us what's happening at Kahului Harbor.
Just the start of this tsunami event, and you can see the water receding now, and the rock starting to crop up again. Look at this. Look at this. Just in the last 10 seconds, this rock is now on an outcropping. Give it a few more minutes, and then we'll see the whitewash start to push back in. Very turbulent. It's going to look more like a whitewater rapid a little while. And look at this. Now the bridge, high and dry. Same for this little beach over here, high and dry. So definitely, this is a good vantage point from which to see all that's happening. Now, this is likely the same thing that's going to see, we'll see for the rest.
Monitoring the water conditions, and as we can see, the bay is really starting to fill up. And for people in the Waikiki area, the beach wall right by the Duke Kahanamoku statue, you can see the waves were actually crashing over there. A real quick check of our traffic or non-existent traffic. Traffic is still being rerouted, not allowed to come in.
So we're right on that bridge.
Did this happen within the past couple of minutes, or has this been happening for quite some time?
Yeah, I would probably say within the next 5 to 10 minutes. And there's people already looking on the bridge.
And what are you doing at this point? You know, obviously you're monitoring.
As we here look at the rocks, we had half hour really recede. You can see quite a bit of reef rock down the coastline there as we look down towards Black Point. Quite a bit more rock is being visible now than there was, say, a half an hour ago. So it appears, if we're looking for something that's different, that would be it. That it appears that the water has receded a little bit here when we would normally be seeing the water level rise, because low tide was at 9:55 a couple of hours ago. That's pretty much it. The crowd remains strong. We are getting reports. We're getting reports of a number of people who are complaining to police about not being able to get around in this neighborhood because of the traffic and the roads that are closed.
Water out to sea. So we will see this surge come and go and get more dramatic as the morning progresses, just like what's happening over in Hilo. Tyler, can we go to another traffic cam to see what else is happening elsewhere? Because we're getting reports that in the Ala Moana Waikiki area, they're seeing drastic tidal shifts as well. And take a look at this. Normally, these rocks are not exposed. They're submerged during the tide that's happening right now. But look at that. The water is obviously headed out. Now it's going to come back in. And we're still seeing little waves rolling in too. This has nothing to do with the surge. The initial surge will come in. We'll start to see pretty much a more of a